We're standing in the middle of Great Baddow village almost, just beyond the very narrow point of Malden Road, where the houses front directly onto the street. There's a very narrow bit where you can only pass each other with difficulty. If a bus or a lorry comes, it's virtually one way. So it does already get very busy in the rush hour. The proposal is from the County Council that Baddow Road going into town towards the Army and Navy from the junction with Meadgate Avenue will only allow buses. So all the cars will have to find an alternative route. There's no extra route being provided, so people in Great Baddow are extremely concerned, and Lib Dem position is very much with the people of Great Baddow, that a great deal of this traffic will start to come up this road here, Malden Road, towards the roundabout at the top and go down onto the Baddow bypass in order to get to the Army and Navy. It's already very congested sometimes in the rush hour, and if you look down the narrow part of the road, you'll see that although this idea is aimed to cut pollution on Baddow Road, there are houses on Malden Road in the centre of the village that front directly onto the road. Their front doors open straight onto the road, and increasing traffic will make their pollution levels much worse than they currently are. There's really no reason to increase traffic coming up here. Lib Dems also believe that we should be able to encourage people to take different routes other than by car, but we've also been fighting for a long time to get a better cycle route into Chelmsford from Great Baddow. At the moment, the County Council has spent a great deal of money on putting up signposts directing people down roads which most people would already know. So we're concerned that they are really not making enough effort to provide a segregated, dedicated route to encourage far more people and families to cycle safely into Chelmsford. Here we are in the middle of February, when First Bus have just decreased the number of buses that will take people from Great Baddow down Baddow Road into town. A lot more of them will be coming up through this way and down Meadgate Avenue, avoiding Baddow Road, which means it will be much more difficult for residents in this part of Great Baddow to catch a bus into Chelmsford, which seems to negate the idea of making it easier for buses to go down Baddow Road. One thing which doesn't seem to have been taken into account particularly is the difficulty for traffic coming up this way to get onto Baddow bypass. There is a roundabout at the top at which plainly you have to give way to traffic from the right. There's already a considerable amount of traffic comes from the Danbury and Malden direction in the rush hour, which means there'll be queues stretching back here for people trying to exit onto that roundabout. The Chelmsford local plan that's proposed will place a lot more houses and a business park on Malden Road near Sandon, which will contribute greatly to even more traffic coming that way. So we foresee a future with the bus gate with a great deal of congestion on this part. Also, when the flyover is against people going into town from the bypass in the afternoon peak hour, there are already long queues down the Baddow bypass. This will just exacerbate those queues and lead to a lot of frustrated drivers.